Welcome to the Sports Rap Podcast Show. I'm your host, Gilbert Gonzalez. And on my right, I have Vincent. What up, Vinny?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, how was did you have any work today?
No, I had work yesterday.
And how was it?
It was great.
Okay. All right. And next to him is my dad. Hi, Pop. How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Looking forward to this show. We've got a lot to talk about.
Yes. First, we will dive into our breaking news with Antonio Brown, and then also you got some things to get off your chest about the Miami Dolphins, what they're doing, and weekly pick-ems. But first, I just wanted to get this out. I know that not many, in Sports Center they hardly have any news for women's basketball. But I just read this today that Elena Donne, the WNBA player from the Washington Mystics, has been named MVP, and also she is the ninth she is the first woman in WNBA history to ever join the 50-40-90 club. The 50-40-90 club is basically you shoot 50% from the field, you shoot 40% or more from the three-point range, and you shoot 90% or more from the free throw line. She now joins with these members of the club. She now joins Steve Nash, Mark Price, Kevin Durant, Stephen Curry, Reggie Miller, Dirk Nowitzki, Larry Bird, and Malcolm Brogdon. So that is an impressive list for her to join, and congrats to her. Kudos to her. And yeah, first woman ever.
Yeah, congratulations to Elena. She not only got her second WNBA MVP award, but to accomplish this feat is just remarkable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in any professional sport, I mean, you're playing pros, whether it's men, women, it doesn't matter. I mean, you're in sports and you play. And this is the reason you play. You play to get your name in the record books, I think, and win NBA titles, WNBA titles. I know she's her team's in the playoffs right now.
Mm-hmm.
So just to be named and recognized with these names, I mean, like you said, Larry Bird, Nash, Miller, Curry, these guys are all Hall of Famers, future Hall of Famers, and I saw that she was getting a lot of love from NBA players. John Wall tweeted out to her, Steve Nash tweeted out to her. So, it is nice. It is a great accomplishment, and yeah, kudos definitely, and she does deserve it. Congratulations to Elena.
Yep.
The MVP voting on this year for the WNBA wasn't even close. 41 of the 43 votes were placed in her favor. So, it's a fantastic feat to have, especially in a how would I say this? To be part of something where there's so many of the league's best.
Mm-hmm.
To have so many big profile names like recognizable names from the league like Nash and Nowitzki and Miller, to be in a club with their names, it definitely it does a lot for a person, for someone's career. It definitely just takes their career to a different level. Next level.
Yeah. So kudos to her, and many more. I hope that many more of the women in the WNBA could also join with the men's at that 50-40-90 club. So kudos to her. In other news, with breaking news today that Antonio Brown is officially cut from the New England Patriots.
Thank God.
And end of an era. For 11. I always say 11. End of an era.
I wanted to touch a little bit on this. The only thing I don't really have much to say on this. I mean, you guys both know how I felt from the very beginning when Antonio Brown did come to New England. Mm-hmm. Even when he was having his problems with Oakland, I made my opinion very clear. I did not like his antics. I thought he was just a bad example for the NFL. I thought he should have been dropped, cut, traded, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm just glad that the Patriots weren't going to tolerate any of his outside the field antics. I mean, I understand he's under investigation of sexual misconduct and all that stuff. But I'm just glad the Patriots are not going to deal with that headache during this season. But it just goes to show you in the NFL. I mean, this you're talking about. I mean, we all agree. I think we all agree that AB is a top 5 receiver in the NFL,
Yeah.
no doubt.
Mhm.
Okay, for him to get cut by 2 teams in 2 weeks, that's insane. What does that say about the NFL? What is happening with these players in the NFL? I don't understand it. Will somebody explain it to me? Will you guys
I don't know.
explain it to me?
It's just
I mean, AB is so he is like so way up there, and for teams, he just cut him like that. I just don't understand what goes through his mind. Obviously he's loony. He's lost it.
Yeah.
And I just don't understand I just don't know what's happening with him. But I do wish him luck, and I hopefully he plays in the NFL because I think he's a bunch of talent. He's got a lot of talent, but I'm just glad it's not for my team.
I mean, for me, I don't know. Like, I just feel disappointed, I guess you could say, because I really wanted, I just really wanted for him to be in our team. Okay, I've always told you, Pop. Like, remember earlier in the month of March, or April, I've told you, like, you asked me, hey, who would I rather have, Odell or Antonio Brown? And I've always wanted Antonio Brown as a Patriot and everything like that. But I guess whenever when these allegations are coming up from left and right, it's just like I was already getting tired of it. So it's disappointing to see like a star player like that. It has to go through so much shit off the field issues and stuff. So I don't think he ain't gonna play. I think after he got cut with New England, I think that's pretty much the last stop that you're gonna ever go to. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly what you said, Junior. I don't think he's gonna get picked up by any other team, like in the league, like at all. All these allegations coming in, it's just crazy. He's a mess outside the field. He's a complete mess. The Raiders, one of the weakest teams as far as not only wide receiver wise, but also just team wise. They just straight up cut him. They didn't trade him for anything. They just straight up outright cut him. Like just get him off the team, And then he comes to New England, and then this is a bunch of off-field stuff that was just going on. It was just a mess. It was a mess. The whole entire Antonio Brown era with the Raiders and the Patriots was a complete mess.
And then also, like, these 2 teams that you notice, these 2 teams that actually picked up Antonio Brown and gave him a chance. You're talking about 2 teams that have a history of actually trying to help guys who don't have their crap together, and they help them. Look at Al Davis. Even in the past, in the 90s and the 80s, Al Davis had that reputation. When he was living, when he was alive, obviously, and he would always help those guys. And it didn't stop. He Marshawn Lynch came to the Raiders. He was having a little bit of difficulties when he came. And then the Patriots too. The Patriots, they gave Moss a chance. They gave Gordon a chance. And again, these are 2 teams that give guys like these chances. But man, how do you wear out a chance like that? And Antonio Brown. I mean, we don't know what happens behind closed doors or anything, but obviously the Patriots saw something. I mean, I'm sure it had a lot to do, yes, with these allegations and stuff. But I mean, it must have been something else, dude. I mean, it's got to have been something else. Maybe the way he was behaving in the locker room. Maybe he was still like all cool and everything. And while these allegations are going on, maybe he's not taking them as serious as they actually thought. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, to go to these 2 teams and to get cut by these 2 teams, you did something wrong.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, I don't know, like. With Antonio, even though that he was there, I was excited for him when we got signed. When he signed.
Yeah, he did really good in his first game.
Yeah,
his only game he played, he looked good.
and he was starting to go get to have a chance to play against the Jets at home. But I think it was just. Were you able to see Bill Belichick's press press conference today?
Yeah. Today no.
Today?
I didn't.
No. It was just a bunch of Antonio Brown questions, and
Yeah, I
he
know.
just
He shut him
he
out
shut
right
him
away.
out
Shut him
and
out right away.
just left.
Yeah, that's normal. That's your normal Bill Belichick. But I mean, maybe I'm also too glad because now Edelman gets targets, and I got him on a couple fans. Being selfish.
I mean, with him or without him, they were still the Super Bowl favorites.
Yeah.
From it just Antonio Brown just made the. Well, the
The
team was
odds a little
already.
better.
Yeah, I guess you could say the odds a little better. Not the team better because I mean anybody like
just on
that
paper.
just but I mean that's what I have for that. Okay. With the Braves clinching about a couple minutes ago.
Yeah.
Braves now clinch back-to-back titles. And Vinny, how was the MLB standings looking like right now with that victory?
So currently, the NL, the Dodgers are up by four games in the top seed, and Atlanta's right behind them. Behind them as well for the third seed is the Cardinals sitting at 86 and 67. They just won the second game of 3 against Chicago, who's right now in a scary situation. Behind those two teams, actually in the wild card, is Washington and Milwaukee, and the NL is pretty close. But that's how the standings are looking like in the NL. The AL, you have the Yankees and Houston both clinching. Both clinching for the playoffs. Minnesota currently sits 94 and 59. They lead the AL Central. Behind them in the wild card is Oakland and a two-way tie between Tampa Bay and Cleveland. So that's how it's looking in the AL currently.
Yeah, I don't see. I see it, and I don't see Chicago going. I think they're going to be the one that's going to be the odd man out. I see Washington and Milwaukee making the wild card with the schedule because Milwaukee has an easy schedule. They have it easy the rest of the way, and I think there's only 9 games. Vinny, how many games are left? What are the records?
154.
So it's 8 games. No, 8 games left. So
how many are there in this season? 160 something?
162.
Oh, 162. Okay.
Yeah, so there's 8 games left. I think Milwaukee has it so simple, and Chicago, like you said, Vinny, they just got done with Cardinals. I'm pretty sure there's one more game that they play against St. Louis, so they got it tough. St. Louis, I think, is going to come out of the Central, and I think the wild cards are going to be Washington and Milwaukee.
Yeah, Red Sox. I just got the notification. Red Sox are officially eliminated.
Yeah.
So they still haven't had a repeating back-to-back champion since the Yankees in '98 to 2000, I guess. But yeah, if the season would have ended right now, it would be Milwaukee and Washington for the wild card. Braves and St. Louis in the divisional round. The AL side would be the Rays and the Cleveland Indians in the wild card. The New York Yankees against the Twins. I think that's the Twins.
No, it would actually be the A's.
It would be the
Oakland A's.
in the wild card.
Oh, A's in the wild card. Okay, my bad. So it's between Cleveland
and... It would be a 1-game playoff
for
Cleveland and Tampa Bay.
Okay. Because it looked weird on the board.
It would be a 1-game playoff with Tampa Bay and Cleveland.
How does that work for them?
It's only one game.
Tiebreaker.
It's a tiebreaker. They play one game.
They don't do matchup. They play one game.
So nobody's behind Milwaukee then.
Chicago's
behind them by 1.5 games.
By 1.5.
Oh, okay.
But I think
Cleveland
Milwaukee
and Rays
has it too easy.
Yeah,
they're
Cleveland
tied.
Rays. Okay, I got you.
So,
okay, and then you have the Yankees and the Twins in the divisional, and that's how it would be. So then Houston and the Dodgers are just waiting for their wild card opponents.
The winner of the wild card.
Yeah.
And the wild card is also one.
Oh yeah, I know that. Yeah, one game. But I just didn't know that there was going to be a playoff.
Yeah, if
little
it's a tie,
playoff.
if you're tied with a wild card, they don't go by matchup or all that stuff. They play a 1-game playoff.
Okay. And it's even more better like that because, like, you know, your heart starts to get racy,
I know, right?
and you get all
Right.
goosebumps. That's the only reason. Like, only in October I watch
Yeah,
baseball.
that's why you watch. But you said you started watching it this season, like pretty regular,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm. Even
Yeah.
though, like, I think the commentators just make it boring. Like, it just, I don't know. Like when they have it on TBS,
You
and
just
if,
gotta
like,
look for like somebody that's a broadcaster that excites you a little
yeah,
bit.
like Ernie Johnson.
Yeah, kind of
I
like
like it when
yeah.
he does it. I don't know why. Like, I like Joe Buck too.
I've always liked Bob Costas from
NBC.
NBC. Yeah,
Mhm.
he's really good. But yeah, you just gotta find somebody. But yeah, I'm just hoping that the Indians do squeak in, man. Somehow, I'd hate to see them with all the injuries that they had this season. I think that hurt them. So I just would like to see them in it. That's
Alright.
what I'm hoping for.
Okay. So, Vinny, is there anything you want to add to that before we move on to the Miami topic?
I don't think so. The AL, I think, in my opinion, for the first time, I don't think I've ever seen the AL look this competitive. For the most part, the AL has always been dominated by Yankees, Red Sox, Houston, and the Indians. I like seeing new blood in the playoffs every single year. I love it, but I feel like this season's been great as far as baseball, and I cannot wait for October.
Okay, so now we move on to football, and there was an interesting topic that my dad, that we all discussed about it last night. We wanted to share it with you guys about the Miami Dolphins. So everybody knows that they most of the Miami Dolphin players they want out because they're tanking, you know. And so Dad was sharing with me that about he heard something on ESPN radio or watching ESPN or something.
Yeah, it was. I don't even know why they gave this guy a show. It was Will Kane show on ESPN radio. I was listening to him, and I wasn't able to find the rant that he was actually discussing a rant that somebody I think it was a former player that made regarding the Miami Dolphins, and they were saying, I have no idea how this got out that they were tanking. I have no clue. And I know that I'm speaking for all football fans. I know all of us. We all knew that they were going to tank this season. How did that get out? Do you remember how it got out?
No,
Does anybody know how it got out?
It was a statement that the GM said. The GM, sorry if I can get his name. The GM, Chris Gear, he actually came out and said that the team is really looking forward to have the number one pick. The meaning, they're hoping to get Tua. That's the target, to capture Tua. So everyone took that as this team's tanking. You know.
Okay, and that was legit, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Okay, so in an interview, he made it clear that they were excited to get the number one.
Going for Tua.
Okay, do me a favor. Find out what they got for how many draft picks do they have coming in 2020? No, find out. Look it up, Vinny. Tell me how many draft picks does Miami have in 2020? Anyway, so this guy was saying that Miami is being so selfish because, you know, these guys are tanking, okay? And they were already going to tank. And you have professional players who actually, you know, devote themselves by getting in shape, by coming to camp, by, you know, going through everything that needs to be gone through to make it in this league, and as a professional football player, for what? Just to finish in dead last and know it? You know, it's not fair. It's not fair to these players.
To answer your question, Pop, they have 7.
So they have seven picks in 2020, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. First rounds, they have 1, 2, 3. They have 3 picks of the first round.
2 in the second.
2 in the second.
Possibly two in the.
What did
two
they
in the
get
third.
from Minka?
A first rounder.
First round.
They got a first rounder next year.
Yeah.
From Pittsburgh, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so they have 7 picks in 2020.
It possibly in the first round they have 3 picks.
Okay, 3 picks
Okay,
in the
3
first.
picks.
Okay, so they have 3 number 1 picks.
Yes.
Or first round draft picks.
Yes.
Okay, who did they get these 3 from?
One's their
Pittsburgh
own.
And Houston.
Yeah, and one is their own.
And one is their own. So Houston, even Houston they got. Okay. This is what he was saying, okay? Because the rant went on, like I said, I believe it was a former player because he was really, really upset that this was happening to these players, that they were being treated this way. They were being forced to lose. Injury could happen, Junior. You know it.
Mm-hmm.
And Vinny, you know it. Okay, a guy could get hurt, you know, and for them to tank the way they're doing, I mean, it just tells you that they don't give a shit. You know, they don't care. And these are guys who, like I said, who have families. And what if one of them, tears their ACL? Then what? You know, it's messed up. It's just really messed up how selfish, like these the guy was saying that how selfish these GMs, the owner, and who's ever giving the instruction to tank
Mm-hmm.
is just being very selfish towards the players. On the other hand, they were saying Will Kane, he was saying that Miami Dolphins fans have no reason to panic. Okay? He said that a third of the league, he could name a third of the league teams that their fans should panic more than Miami. Okay? He named Carolina. He named Tampa Bay. He named the New York Jets for now. Okay? He named the Buffalo Bills.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, the reason why he named these, and he named a handful of other teams, but the reason why he was saying specifically these teams was because in his philosophy, a Super Bowl team is made from a coach and a quarterback. If you have a good coach and a good quarterback, you're a Super Bowl contender. So he was saying that these teams did not have that, okay? Which was Tampa Bay. Do you agree with him that Tampa Bay does not have a good coach and a good quarterback?
They don't have a good quarterback.
Right?
That's it.
Okay, but this quarterback can develop or no? You don't think so? I think it's too late for Winston?
I think it is too late.
Okay. Then he went to the Jets. He said for now because Sam Darnold is out. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. He went to the Buffalo Bills. Do they have a good coach and a good quarterback? You know, you understand the combination that he was trying to make, right? You try to understand. That's what he looks for.
Yeah, but
on a Super Bowl bound team.
Yeah, but don't they need you need weapons too?
Yeah,
wide
I know.
Receivers.
Okay, he did, but he said
Okay.
that it always comes down, a Super Bowl champion, it always comes down to your quarterback and your coach.
Okay.
The coach, the head coach. Because they're the ones that are calling the plays,
Mhm.
you know? Okay. When that was said, I felt like going through that radio and just slapping them silly. Because
Mhm.
these fans, they pay top dollar for season tickets. And you're telling me that they shouldn't panic? They lost thousands of dollars. These are thousands of dollars that these fans pay. A season ticket, you know? And for what? To watch their team lose every freaking day? Every game?
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. How can he and how can he say, oh, and this was his argument. His argument why Miami Dolphins fans do not have to panic is because Miami has a plan. They have hope. That was his answer, Junior.
Oh my God.
Vincent, that was his answer. They have hope. Because of all the freaking draft picks they have, and they're going to make their new team out of these draft picks. According to the Miami, fans do not have reason to panic. Why? Because we know where we're going.
Mhm.
These other teams have gone and are not coming back, which are Tampa Bay, Buffalo, these teams that he was naming. Okay?
Okay.
Denver, he said Denver. He said Denver was one of them.
Mm.
Okay? I don't get him. I don't understand how he can. So in other words, and he didn't even mention nothing, even though the rant was mainly about the players that are getting hurt because of these selfish GMs and coaches and all that. He did not mention them one time. All he said was mentioning what I just said right now about their draft picks, having hope, having these other teams be worse than the Miami Dolphins situation, only because they don't have a quarterback and they don't have a future. Miami has a future, and I was like, fuck, he must live in Miami. He must be a Miami resident or something.
Yeah.
But it just got me so upset. I felt like, I'm serious, I felt like crawling into that radio, slapping his face. And I was thinking, how the hell did they give this guy a radio show? It's ridiculous. It just got me mad. It really did, because to me, he seems so nonchalant about these players. Like I know he doesn't care because it's not him out in the field.
Right.
But I'm pretty damn sure if he was a football player and if he was to suit up and go out there and play for a tanking team, I think he would feel exactly the way. I mean, I'm a football fan. I love football, dude. And I just feel bad for these players because, I mean, I'm also a family man. I recently got hurt, my knee.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I messed up my knee. Okay? I can see where these, I mean, it's a totally different situation, but I can see where it can hurt. Where it can hurt the family, it can hurt financially.
Mm-hmm.
And these dudes don't even care because they're telling them, lose with everything, just lose. It's insane. It's just too crazy.
Excuse me. Yeah, so like I always tell, I mean, I didn't always tell, but I remember like in high school, like I would tell like a couple of friends of mine, like, would you rather get paid and sit on the bench? This is just basketball, okay? Would you rather get paid and sit on the bench, or would you rather go out there and go make a name for yourself, okay? If I know that these players, they want to win, and they want to make a name for themselves, okay? They don't want to sit and lose and not get any reps, okay? Like today, I had a talk with with my boss at work about this situation. And he says, he goes, yeah, it sucks that they're tanking, but they still have to go out there and just for the stats or whatever, because they have to see what other GMs, they see what they need, as a stat wise or whatever. Like they see the stats on this guy, and then okay, so for free agency, like I'm gonna get him, but it kind of sucks.
You mean like a Miami player will go out and perform because he's hoping that the GM from the opposite team sees him and wants to pick him or wants to pick
not
him
hoping,
up.
but like he was I was telling him that too.
It is. It's like hoping. I mean, maybe. I mean, it is.
Well, you can't like just trade like a for.
Oh, I know,
I know,
but I'm just saying, like these guys are playing their hearts out, and the logic that your boss was trying to tell you is maybe like the general manager will spot him and say, hey, when he's eligible, he can maybe pick him up and help him.
Or that, or trade him, or something.
No, see, yeah.
And that kind of sucks.
That sucks, dude. Mm-hmm. You see, it. Go ahead, Milo, go ahead. It just sucks.
Yeah, and then, I mean, that's just it. I mean, they don't want to go out there and lose every game because they're pretty much tanking.
Like, how many guys, what did you hear, Vinny? How many Dolphins requested a trade?
I think it was 7.
Seven
or 8.
Minka's one of them.
Yeah, Minka got it.
Tunsil was already. It's gone.
It's gone already.
It's gone already.
Yeah.
So that's already 2. I don't know who the rest are.
A big chunk of their offense is already gone. Parker's gone.
Stills.
I think it
Stills.
was.
Stills is gone. Not Parker. Parker's
Parker's
there.
still there.
Okay,
Stills is
gone. I heard Drake wants out. I heard someone from their O-line wants out. Another member of their secondary, if I can get his name.
Howard?
Xavier Howard. Xavier Howard wants out.
Oh yeah, Xavier Howard. Jerome Baker, their linebacker, their youngster that they drafted a few years back, he wants out.
I mean, this just goes to show you, these guys, they don't want, like you say, they don't want to lose, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, it just gets me mad, dude, because it's just,
all 30,
not
look,
football.
all 30,
it's not
I know
football,
it's not,
man.
All 32 teams, they have one goal. They have the same goal every year, and that's to win a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
They don't pick up. Okay, look, it kind of sucks when you do this. When you have no, that's another different thing. My bad. It just sucks that these guys are just risking their own health
Yeah.
and just to play for just to lose, just to play for losing, and that just sucks.
I
That
feel
really
like
sucks.
I also feel like Chris Gear, he also just hired this whole staff to lose as well.
Yeah. You were saying that the other day.
Brian Flores is like the least qualified to head coach a team. Chad O'Shea, who came from the Patriots
Wide
coaching,
receiver, yeah.
he was a wide receiver coach and is now
Defensive
the
coordinator.
offensive coordinator. Patrick Graham, who's only been with 2 other teams as a linebacker coach, is the defensive coordinator. The only guy that I see that is actually qualified to actually have a head coaching job in this whole entire staff is Jim Caldwell, and he's the assistant head coach and
Shit,
quarterback
Jim
coach.
Caldwell has a job.
Yes, he
I
is.
forgot about him.
I feel like Richard, he put the staff together to lose. I feel like he did.
Yeah, but like tanking, like if you tank for Tua, like what do you get out of that? You just get
you're not.
Well, Tua is
well, he's
like
great.
the full
Yes,
package.
he's great.
He's a
I know
full
he
package,
is, but
yeah.
that's in college.
But yeah, exactly. And he plays against boys. He doesn't play against men.
Mhm.
You know, and also the thing about what you're saying is what do they get, right? I mean, yeah, they do get Tua, okay, and of course they're gonna be after him, but just like any other rookie that we've ever seen, like we always say, like okay, but like when they're always talking all this hype and everything, he could be a bust.
I know that. I know.
Could be
Every
every
single
kid
one
come
in that
here
draft.
and be a bust.
Example, Jameis.
So, I mean, why take that chance? I mean, they have good enough guys. I don't know.
You get Tua, then what? What is your next pick? You're gonna have to draft the entire 53-man squad. You got to get 53 draft picks.
I think that's what they're going after right now.
This team, top to bottom, is a complete mess, and I feel like they have no rebuilding structure. If you're tanking, you have no rebuild structure. So that's last resort. I mean, look at the Bills. I mean, they've been mediocre, but at least they're rebuilding, and at least they're making improvements.
They are.
Especially also kind of like in basketball when teams tank. Like a third of the league is tanking, and those same teams have been tanking for like how long? Like almost like 5 years. The Suns have had like the worst record for like the past century.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
After like what's his name? Steve Nash left.
yeah, and
That's when they all retired.
And if you keep tanking, you're only making your team worse. You're only just pissing off the players that you have because they know the team is terrible and incompetent of competing. So that's why don't be surprised if any of the guys that ask for trades actually get out of the team by the end of the season. Don't be surprised that Tua is the only player that you have on your offense that's comparable. Don't be surprised if your coaching staff is probably going to want out as well.
Or fired.
First
year.
And don't be surprised if this team probably goes 0-16. Because this is the only team that I can say in this whole entire league that I'm like, okay, yeah, they're not going to win.
At all.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can look at every single team, and the way that they've been playing, they've been outscored 100 to 9-10 by opponents. And looking at their schedule,
It doesn't get any easier.
It doesn't get any easier. So
I think them and the Jets, they could start at the same record, 0-6, yeah. They're during those weeks because Jets have a bye week in the fourth week,
yeah.
And then from there, Jets have Philly, Dallas, and New England. They have New England this week, but they also have them again in week 6.
3 weeks.
So that right there with Falk, well, I heard like Darnold coming back in week 5. Darnold's coming back in week 5, so possibly it could still.
I don't care with or without Darnold. This team's gonna go 0-16.
The Jets or the?
Or no, the Dolphins.
Oh yeah, they have
The
Josh
Dolphins.
Rosen starting this week. So.
I just don't. I don't want this team to be successful at all. And if they're gonna tank, keep tanking, dude, because no one's gonna want to play for you.
Yeah, I don't think no one ain't gonna go to Miami anymore. As long as that's their mentality, No one's
Yeah.
not gonna. Nobody in free agency is gonna be going. No matter what
Antonio Brown.
nobody besides him. But yeah. Okay. Okay. So we could get to our weekly pick'ems. So I decided just now. How do you want to get this little thing that we're gonna have going? How do you want to do all the teams? Do you want to do 5?
No, we'll do like
I think we can fit in all the teams.
No, we could.
Okay.
We could. But what I'm saying is that okay, so the winner of this,
Mhm.
is the winner, and then the 2 losers they go in the pool. Or do you want the 2?
Not
I mean,
my
the
leg.
lowest record, like the
My
lowest
leg.
record.
the leg messed up.
Let me.
Yeah, the worst record. No, you know what? Let's get one winner.
So all winner
Yeah,
take
just
all.
skip-
Yeah.
winner take all.
Okay, winner take all.
all.
Okay, so how do you want to do this though? Do you want to how
No,
is it?
I'd say we do like 5 feature games. I
Oh.
think we should do 5 feature games a week.
Okay, so 5 of the
Yeah,
best
not
games
all
on the
16.
well, they don't have 16. That's
Or
8.
like all like
8.
oh, there's only 8 games.
They got besides the Thursdays game, you got
How many
1,
a
2,
week?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
32. So you got 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, you got 16. No.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, so you have all
16
16,
games.
and then you plus those bye weeks, and then it's shorter. So how do you want it?
Okay, let's go. Because we're gonna agree on some. We're gonna agree on some.
I know, but not all we're gonna agree on.
I know that's true. We're not all gonna agree on all of them, but I would say 5. I would say 5 a week or 6 a week.
15. Oh, well, I have 16 games on week 3, but 15 remain. Okay, so just 5?
I would say.
Okay,
I mean, we can still do our picks. Don't get me wrong. We can still do our picks every week.
but it's
for
the
this
5.
for this competition. Let's go 5, 6. Whatever you guys want, and yeah, and we each get one. We'll each get one game that we're focusing on. That you like. For example, for sure they're gonna win, and I can I can say nah, they're not. They're gonna lose.
Yeah.
That one game that you're confident in, and that way we all have a little bit of an advantage.
Mhm.
And then the two remaining games we'll just pick random.
Okay. So let's start with the. Okay, so do you want to do it by matchup, or should we just do our 5
We can do our 5 first,
and then the rest?
and then we could do the rest.
Okay. One of them is I wish this game should have.
So is this yours? Is this your game?
This is my game,
Okay,
yes.
This is your game.
That I think
I already know
this
which one it is.
this game should have been Sunday Night Football.
It's your boy.
It's the Ravens and the Chiefs game.
Mhm.
This game, oh my goodness, dude! Lamar Miller looks great.
Jackson.
Lamar Miller, Lamar Jackson. Thank you,
Miller
Vinny.
hasn't even played down the way.
Lamar Jackson. Sorry, I just got excited. Lamar Jackson has been great. He proved himself to be in the pocket more than he rushes when he has to rush. But that dude already has 7 touchdowns, no picks. Same with Mahomes, and they're going head to head for the second time, I think, for the second time. And last year the Chiefs ended up winning with the it was a close game. The Chiefs ended up winning with Mahomes. It was the Mahomes across the body play to Tyreek Hill. Oh, that was such a great game. But I'm gonna roll with the Chiefs. They're at home. The Arrowhead Stadium is gonna be loud, of course, and I just think I think Lamar Jackson has a great game too, but I think the Chiefs will win this one.
This one's gonna be a definite nail biter, but I think I'm gonna have the Chiefs as well. They're at home. I think the way that Patrick Mahomes plays is totally nonchalant.
Their secondary is a
No.
little weak. Their secondary is a little weak. The Ravens. The Ravens corners.
I feel like it's just, I don't know. Patrick Mahomes, he just makes it look so easy,
Mhm.
But this one's definitely gonna be a nail biter. Definitely high scoring. But I have the Chiefs winning.
You have the Chiefs winning. Okay. What about you, Pop?
Man, I want to so bad go against you guys. But, I mean, Baltimore was torched for 349 yards last week by Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
I mean, man, that's from Kyler Murray, who has no freaking receivers at Arizona. Now imagine what Mahomes is gonna do to them. No, for real. I mean, Lamar Jackson again. He's been playing out of his mind. Baltimore's been so great, but Baltimore has played teams that are not really
Competitive teams, I guess.
competitive. Yeah, I mean, they played Miami and they played, I think,
Arizona.
Arizona.
They came close. Arizona came close. They kept it a close game, but yeah.
Yeah,
Hollywood.
I gotta agree with you guys. You know, it's gonna be the Chiefs.
Okay, so we all got
Mahomes is gonna
torch them.
thrash them. Yeah.
All right, so we all got the Chiefs in this one.
Yeah.
Right now, how it's looking, Hollywood Brown is my early Rookie of the Year candidate, and I think right behind it might be Kyler Murray. Probably third, I'll take Terry. Who was that, Vinny? The Redskins wide receiver?
Terry McLaurin.
Terry McLaurin. I'll put him at number 3. All right, Vinny. So it's your turn to choose the game. Which game would you?
My
wanna
turn
get
to
picked?
choose the game. I'm actually gonna go ahead and pick the. Let's see here. I'm actually gonna pick the Pittsburgh game,
Okay.
the Pittsburgh Niners game. So we're all aware, no Roethlisberger
Mm-hmm.
for the rest of the season. So that means the backup
Mason
quarterback,
Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph is going to come in, and I saw some highlights from the Seattle game, and the way that they were progressing more with Rudolph. I mean, they looked better with Rudolph playing.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was a lot of clunkiness to Roethlisberger, but
Yeah, because there was something wrong with him.
yeah.
There was something wrong with him in that game. Like, he couldn't really throw the ball well because of his elbow.
Both those games he looked messy. Even the
Patriots game, yeah.
he looked really messy.
Yeah, there was something wrong with him.
There was something up, and I think it just got irritated when he came to Seattle, or when he played Seattle, it just got irritated
Yeah.
even further.
I know that now they have Juju. The Juju's gonna play in the slot now. He ain't gonna be a wideout anymore.
Okay.
They probably have Washington and Moncrief on the outside, and
No,
Juju's gonna be
I'm
playing in
not-
the slot.
I wouldn't be surprised if Moncrief gets cut, because Moncrief's been playing like crap.
I know.
I'm gonna be straight up.
But
He drops everything.
Yeah, I
he's
know.
looking like Brandon LaFell when he drops everything. You know?
yeah, I think for this one, I think Vance and Juju, I think they'll have a solid game. Mason Rudolph will also have a solid game as well.
Me too. For actually my pick for this game, I'm gonna have to go with Pittsburgh.
You're gonna go with
Because
Pittsburgh?
I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh, even though San Francisco dominated the Bengals and they looked really good
Against Tampa Bay.
against Tampa Bay. I mean, this team, they're not really facing anything real opponents.
Mm-hmm.
You know, both those teams have been in the back end of the league for the past 3 years.
3 years, 4 years.
4
Mhm.
years. So I mean, I don't think it's going to be easy for Rudolph. This is his first game starting, but I think it's going to be close. But I got Pittsburgh winning this. Plus Fitzpatrick coming into the defense. I think Pittsburgh's going to win this one. It's going to be close.
Yeah, I think also Vinny, I'm pretty sure that you might have known this, and Dad too, that it's been a long time since a starting quarterback has gotten injured for Pittsburgh and a rookie quarterback stepped up. The last player to do that was Ben Roethlisberger when Maddox was out,
Mhm.
and they started the season 0-1.
Yeah.
Maddox was out. In comes Roethlisberger. They went all the way to the AFC title game on Ben Roethlisberger's rookie year. Now, I'm not saying Mason Rudolph is going to do that, but I'm pretty sure they might get 7 wins.
The offense looked good behind Rudolph.
Yeah.
They did.
All right, Pop.
All right, I get to go against you guys.
So
I'm
you're
gonna take Frisco.
okay.
Pittsburgh last week against Seattle. I mean, Seattle, they allowed 300 yards passing. They allowed 151 yards rushing. And kind of it's weird because for me, the running back
All
core
three,
of 49ers, they remind me so much of Seattle's. Chris Carson and Rashard Penny,
Mhm.
Matt Breida, and Raheem Mostert. They remind me they're so close. The way they
Utilize.
they
Yeah,
they
they're
utilize them.
utilizing.
They utilize Mostert more with the passing game.
Mhm.
Same thing with Penny. Breida is the grinder, like Carson. Garoppolo had a great game last week. I can't complain with that. So yeah, I feel like Frisco is going to win it, and it's in San Francisco. They're at home.
Mhm.
And I think they're going to be. I'm sorry, Mason Rudolph, and you know that I like Mason Rudolph.
Yeah.
From the very beginning, I liked him when he was drafted. But I'm sorry, I definitely I'm going to have to go with San Francisco.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Vin. I have the Steelers in this one. All right, Pop. It's your turn.
Okay, mine. I'm going to pick the Houston game. It's going to be Houston and the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely want it to be like I haven't really seen, even though in the first game of the season, Deshaun Watson had a pretty decent game. He was hit a lot still.
Mm-hmm.
In the second game, he was just trounced. He was just getting hit so much. I haven't really seen the Deshaun Watson that I wanted to see, and I think this is like the perfect opportunity for him because I feel the San Diego Chargers are a little banged up on their defense. Defensively, they're banged up. Bosa went out last week in I believe the fourth quarter with like a little bit of a leg problem. I don't know if it was his ankle, so he might be just a little bit, a little bit fragile. And I know their secondary isn't all that great yet. I don't know if they got some players back. Did they get some players back from the injured when they were injured?
From Houston or from?
No, from the Chargers.
No,
right?
Derwin
Yeah,
James
so
is still out.
They're still a little banged up, and I feel like Deshaun Watson has to get it done this week. I mean, he has to be the Deshaun Watson that we all know he is, running the ball, passing the ball. You got Hopkins, get the ball, just feed the beast. That's all you gotta do. Feed the machine. Give it to Hopkins. I'm taking Houston all the way in this one.
Yeah, to me, this one. To me, this one feels a little even.
That's why I chose it. I wanted it to be a
yeah,
little
it's
hard.
it's a little, yeah, it's harder for me because the first game, they beat the Chargers beat the Colts barely, and then they played like crap last week against the Lions, and Houston they just got their hearts broken by Drew Brees, and then they just got this. I mean, Texans just got dismantled by. Watson got dismantled by the Jacksonville defense, but they still ended up getting the win, right? Right?
Yeah, 13-12.
Yeah. So for me, you know what? I'm gonna go with the Chargers on this.
Yes.
One. I'm gonna go with the Chargers on this one.
Thank you.
Eckler's gonna be great as usual. Keelan Allen is gonna be getting the targets and stuff. I think probably their X factor is gonna be Mike Williams. I think he has to be healthy. Has to get more than 4 targets, 5 targets, or whatever. Whatever his. Because I know they were on.
Yeah, they were on pitch count.
There you go, pitch count for him. So yeah, I think this one. It has. I think. What was the name? I forgot. What was Mike Williams.
Mike Williams.
I was gonna say Mario Williams.
Mario Williams.
Mike Williams. I think he's gonna be the X factor in this one if he's healthy, and I think they'll win.
Houston's defense is on. You're not giving them that much credit. They are pretty good. FYI.
Oh, okay. All right, go ahead, Vinny.
Yeah, both these teams came off really bad performances in week 2. Even though Houston got the win last week, the Chargers looked bad against the Lions. They couldn't get anything going, even with the double threat at back with Eckler and Jackson. But I feel like Deshaun Watson. I feel like he's gonna definitely bounce back in this game, and I feel like their running game is going up. Hyde, who wasn't really expected to do much, has actually had 2 really good games. Yeah. Hopkins, even though he had an off game last game, he's still solid. Fuller still also solid, but I think I'm gonna have to go with Houston on this one for that.
Okay.
Welcome to the winning side.
Okay. Okay. So then the next two games we'll pick them by
We
random.
just pick them
right?
random.
All right.
Well, we can go on. We can go from the beginning
Okay.
to make our picks, and then we can say, "Oh, this will be one of the games."
Oh, okay. So the first one is Dolphins and Cowboys. We all know Cowboys is gonna be slaughtering them.
I think they're like 23-point
23,
underdog. Yeah, 23 underdog.
Yeah.
Miami.
Oh, wow.
The over
That's
under
ridiculous.
I think is around like 53.
53?
Yeah, nah, it can't be.
All 53 points are gonna go with the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Oh,
I don't think
okay.
it's that high.
All right. So we all unanimously chose
Yeah,
the
definitely.
Cowboys.
We don't even have to say anything.
Yeah.
You could have said the game and
You didn't even have to say that game.
Okay. Well. All right. The Bills and Bengals. I got the Bills in this one because we did a rapid fire like the first time we did this,
And you did say
and
the
I just
Bills.
said the Bills.
Yeah,
And then I was
agree.
like, "Hey, Bills or Bengals?" Bills. I'm like, "All right, there you go."
Yeah,
I
I
agree.
agree.
And
I think
that's when
Bills
and
as
Vinny
well.
was like, "Yeah, Vinny, I
Now,
remember."
Dennis Singletary's not playing,
I know.
but they got Gore.
They
Gore's
got
been
Gore.
doing really good.
And
I was actually
oh.
split about this matchup. I was actually split.
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
actually was put on split. I said, I don't know. You have to see what happens. And Buffalo have been pretty solid. They're 2-0.
I can't wait for to go against them on week 4. I want to see. That's gonna
Me
be.
too.
That's
There's
gonna
only
be
4
good.
teams that are 2-0, right? So
No,
far? No, there's
no.
more.
There's more.
More.
Okay,
There's more.
or maybe there was 4 in the AFC. Yeah, there's 4 in the AFC.
The Ravens,
Ravens,
the Chiefs.
Patriots, Bills, and Chiefs.
That's it. Oh,
Mhm.
okay. I think that's it. All right. The next one, Eagles and Lions. Alshon Jeffrey might be playing this week. We don't know the status. Well, Deshaun ain't gonna be. He's not gonna be playing this week, and I don't think he's gonna be playing on week 4 because it's a Thursday night game on that day. But I mean, Zach Ertz is gonna be having a lot of targets like he did last week, and I just hope.
Aguilar had a great game last week too.
Yeah, and
Nelson Aguilar.
I'm hoping that JJ Arcega-Whiteside gets some.
Yeah, they gotta
some
involve
stuff.
him.
Yeah.
They gotta get him going
Yeah.
because they tried to last week. They did try.
Mhm.
I
I think it's just like during the game, like he didn't.
They gotta
Yeah.
get him involved. You're right.
And the Lions, typical Lions. Kerryon Johnson has to get a work. Has to be the guy that he has to be the carry-on from last year, dude.
That backfield, bro. That backfield's getting too crowded. It's getting too crowded. He has to. Yeah, you're right.
Matt Patricia needs
my
to
point
unleash
is,
him.
No, yeah, you're what you said. Kerryon Johnson has to be the Kerryon Johnson of old.
Mhm.
You know, of
Last year.
last year. I think you're right. He has to do that not only because we want to see it, but I think to keep his friggin' job. Because that it's getting too crowded back there. They have McKissick. They added Anderson. They
cut Anderson actually.
Oh yeah.
They cut him.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, my bad.
So
Yeah,
now-
you're right.
It's Ty Johnson. Ty Johnson. Is
Yeah,
the-
him and oh wait, no,
McKissick.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, Ty McKissick.
Yeah, I'm. Who's your pick in that one, Junior?
Oh, we're doing that one.
No.
No, we're
I'm just saying.
we're just-
Oh, okay. For my pick, I got the Eagles in this one.
And you, Vin?
You know what? Detroit played actually, considering that they only scored 13 points against the
Chargers.
Chargers. I felt like that was all they needed to do. Matthew Stafford actually played terrific. He was 22 of 30 with 245 yards,
But 2-2, right?
with 2 and 2.
Okay, so he had even.
Galladay, 8 receptions, 117 yards, and a touchdown.
hmm
I don't know what's going on with Wentz. If you saw, actually during the Atlanta game, he was benched for a brief.
Yeah, because he had some bruised ribs, I think,
Yeah.
or something like that. He had an injury for a little bit.
He's not playing healthy. He's not playing 100%. You know, Jackson being out, Alshon Jeffrey a game time decision,
hmm
so he's still iffy. They don't have their 2 top targets.
Well, that's when they're gonna have to use Miles Sanders, man. They're gonna have
And
to
he-
use
and-
him.
and
That's
even-
my guy, Miles
mean-
Sanders. They're gonna have to use him and
Alright.
Jordan Howard.
28 yards and 38 yards total from the backfield. Is gonna win it.
Yeah. Hey, winning's winning.
Winning is
Winning.
winning.
Winning's winning.
It surprises me because Detroit's actually technically undefeated.
Oh yeah,
Which
1-0-1.
1-0-1.
Oh my
But
goodness.
you know what? I think they're gonna take their first loss this week. I feel like Philadelphia they're still too good of a team
It's good.
to Detroit. So yeah.
Yeah, I feel Philly is just too strong for Detroit defensively and offensively. Yeah, I take Philadelphia in this one as well.
You know what? I'm gonna change that. I think I'm gonna go Detroit. You know what? This is my upset of the week. This is gonna be the upset of the week.
Okay.
Now the upset of the week would be Miami going.
Let's do this
No.
one. Let's do this one as one of the games.
One of the games?
Yeah.
Want to do it?
Okay.
We're split on it.
Since we're split.
Okay.
All right.
We're
Yeah.
fine. Then
let's
we-
do it.
Philly,
Let's do it.
Detroit.
We got
Yeah,
Philly.
I'm calling
got
Detroit. I'm calling
He's got
Detroit. You guys got Philly.
Okay.
All right. The next one, Patriots Jets.
Oh,
Patriots.
there's no question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Patriots.
You really didn't have to say
Yeah.
that game, dude. It's
Uh,
gonna be the Patriots by 30.
Next one, Colts and Falcons. Patriots by 30.
That one we should actually do.
No, I want the. Oh.
Okay, no,
Well, and there was another one
let's
right
not
here.
do that one.
There's
There's another
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
Probably might be the game that Vinny's probably eyeing. Raiders and Vikings. Probably. That's not the one I want to do either.
Say it again. Who's the home team?
The Colts.
Indianapolis.
For the first time since Andrew Luck retired.
Colts and Falcons? I'm going Falcons, bro. I gotta hit those Falcons. They played really well last week
Mhm.
against Philly, and I think Philly was a tougher matchup than Indy.
Yeah.
Even though it's in Indy, I feel that Philly is a tougher matchup, and Matt Ryan and Julio Jones and the crew they handled them right. They handled them really, really.
Got their
It seemed,
fourth and two
easy.
redemption.
It seemed easy. You know, it did. It didn't seem as close as it was.
Last week, yeah, it was close.
It was close, 24-20.
Yeah, and then
But it didn't seem that close for some reason during the game. It just didn't seem like I kept seeing Philly. I mean, I kept seeing Atlanta make a lot of plays. Ridley,
good.
Ridley was good, and I just kept seeing, and I kept seeing Philadelphia 3 and out. That's all I kept seeing. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I was paying more attention to Atlanta, but I like Atlanta in this one. For sure.
I feel like this one too because the Colts don't have Marlon Mack. I don't think he's not going to be starting. I think he practiced today.
Yeah, he did practice.
He practiced today, but
well, they said that they actually said that he's not going to be as
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they have. Wilkins. Wilkins is coming in, and plus Himes. They got Himes, Beast Himes. But yeah, I got Atlanta on this one over Indianapolis.
Looking at the injury list,
Just say Falcons and move on.
I mean, I'm already panicking because the injury bug's already hitting us. We have our best lineman out. We have our other rookie lineman who was limited in practice. Keanu Neal also limited in practice.
Yeah. No show Freeman.
Uh,
Oh man, that's
That guy's killing everybody.
yeah.
Our other guard, Gano, he was also limited as well. Heck, even our punter didn't even practice. So our team, injury-wise, we're missing a lot of key pieces. But also Indianapolis, they're missing Mac, and he's a big part of that offense. Why they're so successful. And I feel like Jacoby Brissett, even though he's played solidly, I don't think he's reached 200 yards in any of the games that he's played. So, Jacoby Brissett.
Oh yeah, I don't think so either.
He hasn't reached 200 yards. I mean, he had 3 touchdown passes last game.
Yeah, with like 190 something.
Yeah, but again, Mac plays a key part in that offense. You know, and I don't think Hines and Wilkins is going to carry the load that Mac has. Even though they had good success last year, I feel like Mac has proven himself from the second half of last season. Right.
He's right, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's. I think it's going to be the Falcons. I think it's going to be a little. I think it's going to be a little too close, especially for the Falcons. But I feel like the Falcons are going to come out on top.
Okay. Next one, Raiders Vikings. Yeah, I got the Vikings on this one. I don't need to explain myself.
Yeah.
After
I have
last
Vikings.
week's performance with the Raiders.
Yeah, Vikings.
I have the Raiders.
What?
I have the Raiders.
But
Wow.
you said Vikings.
I know,
Vikings
but-
winning the division.
And you know what, Junior? You are gonna get so on me on this right now. Kirk Cousins is bad. He is terrible.
I'm not gonna get on you about that,
He
Paul,
is
because
so
I've
terrible
told
this
you.
week. I mean, this season.
Told you.
I have no clue what's happening with him. I read something about him today. That's why I'm saying. That's why I'm saying this. I mean, I know I know Junior. I know you got me, bro. You got me. You got me, brother.
Okay, what made you change your mind? Because I kept telling you
the stats they were showing.
Okay, what is it?
him.
Okay, what?
Okay.
What, is it primetime games?
No.
Okay, no.
It had nothing to do with that.
Because
it was
terrible.
about. They were saying that he right now leads the NFL in a stat that's not necessarily on the stat sheet. It's not
Gotcha.
a stat sheet. 57%. They said 57% specifically. 57% of his passes lead to a turnover. That's ridiculous. Has led to a turnover, whether it's an interception, whether it's a fumble, whether it's his decision making is not there this year. It's just not there. That's a lot. That's a lot. And then they're projecting, if that continues, he could have one of the worst seasons of his career. So, I mean, I'm hoping that he doesn't. I'm hoping that he doesn't. But the Raiders, honestly, they have the better quarterback right now. I got to give it to Carr. And I think Carr could come, and I think Minnesota defense, I think they're a little vulnerable. I think they are. So I'm going to go against you guys. Sorry, I'm going to say the Raiders in this one.
Well, I only got the Vikings because of Dalvin Cook. That's it. I don't believe in Kirk Cousins. I just believe in Dalvin Cook, and that's what I'm seeing. But yeah, that's about it. What about you, Ben?
I just got the Vikings because Cook right now is playing out of his mind.
Yeah.
I think he's going to lead the league in rushing.
I think he is.
Yeah.
It looks like it.
At this pace,
point,
yeah. At this pace, yeah.
Because he's been so consistent. Like, even though it's been 2 games, but he doesn't
two
stop.
games. Yeah, 2 games that were a playoff team.
Yeah, they were playoff teams, and he didn't just like run well. I mean, he ran all over them.
Madden game, you know what I'm saying? Madden rookie mode.
Madden rookie mode.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to me, both games he actually rushed more than 20 times, and he averaged, I think it was per attempt, he averaged in the first game 5.29. 5.29.
Those are my numbers right there.
And
my numbers.
This is more your number right here.
And against Green Bay, he actually averaged 7.7.
Oh yeah, that is my numbers. Over Dad's
carry.
3 yards with 99 attempts.
And you know who leads the league in yards per carry?
Ooh, Derrick Henry.
Justin Jackson, 9.6.
Okay, but he doesn't count.
I know, but I'm just letting you know.
He doesn't count.
He gets like 5 rushes a game.
Yeah.
Good enough.
All right. Knock on wood that he doesn't get injured because I want to see Dalvin Cook succeed in the NFL.
Yeah.
All right. The next one, Broncos and Packers. No, Vin, this is not the game that I'm eyeing ball.
I don't think that's not the game I'm
Okay.
either.
Joe Flacco's been terrible.
Yeah.
Except for, he's just been terrible. Or okay.
No,
Was it okay?
He's been okay.
No.
Okay. Just going against the Raiders. No, that was bad. You're going against the Raiders, and I'll give them a break against the beast defense of the Bears. The Packers, their offense has just been slow. It's been weird. Isn't it weird?
Yes.
Yeah, it's been weird. Vinny, I
Yes.
don't know if you've watched any Packers,
Yes.
like the Packers game last week against the Vikings.
No, I did.
It was just slow. Like it's not the Aaron Rodgers that I know, you know.
Yeah.
But they've been winning.
I think he's trying to adjust to the whole new head coaching thing.
You don't think so, Pop? What is it?
No, let him.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Let him.
Okay.
I mean, I think he's only had one coach his whole entire career.
Yeah, Mike McCarthy.
And even then he didn't like it, so he's wanting something new.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
Maybe he just wants to get his running backs going, more weapons, because he just has the Devontae Adams and then the sophomores with MVS and Geronimo. I mean, I don't know. Now he has a defense now.
yeah.
He has a defense that can carry.
Yes.
If Aaron Rodgers has a bad game or whatever, from what I'm seeing, it could be with the Bears, even though Mitch Trubisky's terrible and Dalvin Cook and the Vikings. I'm not saying Kirk Cousins, but like he has a defense now, and they've been drafting the defensive players and picking up defensive players for the past 3 years, and that's all they've been drafting, and that's all they've been rebuilding on, and yeah, I mean, like this Packer offense, it just looks very slow to me. I'm not even sure if it'll probably speed up a bit more by the time November comes. December comes. Well, go ahead. Go ahead, Bob.
I'm listening to you, and you know what? You make such good points, but one of the points that you're kind of tripping on is you said like for the past 3 years they've focused on defense, drafting defense, which is completely true. But wouldn't that make like their offense like a little better since it's the same friggin' people?
No, because I think they still had Jordy Nelson. I think Jordy Nelson was still there before his retirement.
No, because the 3 other receivers that they have behind Adams, they were all rookies last season. Allison, Scantling, even St. Brown, they were all rookies.
Yeah, they were all rookies last year. So this is the first year that he has to develop some kind of chemistry between the two. He already developed chemistry with Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
No doubt. Yeah. Now he has to develop chemistry with his second year players with MVS and Geronimo Allison.
I mean, 3 years ago, we're talking like Ty Montgomery still being a receiver.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, Ty Montgomery.
Ty Montgomery was the number 2.
Yeah, Jordy Nelson.
And it was Adams.
That was last year in Green Bay, and then that's when he went with the Raiders.
I just feel like Aaron Rodgers is one of those quarterbacks that they give him
washed.
No. They give him power. They empower him. The coaches empower him to make decisions on the line. I mean, just like Brady. Brady has had receivers like that in the past, and he's made them look good.
Right.
I mean, I think Rodgers is capable of doing like that because I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Why can he do that with these guys? Because you're right, it looks so boring. The Green Bay Packers, and you don't expect that from a Green Bay Packer offense. I've been watching the Packers when Favre was there. It was exciting. When Aaron Rodgers a couple years back when they started, he was exciting. Why he said Brett Favre?
Because I was thinking of Bart Starr.
Bart Starr? I'm not that old, prick.
That's why I was laughing.
But no, I mean, you always expect excitement from the Green Bay Packers, and we're just not getting it. Their defense is exciing.
Yeah.
Their defense is fun. It's good.
Yes.
But, man, I just hope Aaron Rodgers does get it together. But my pick for this game is obviously
Green
Packers.
Bay. Yeah, they're at home, so I got them too.
I have Packers too. The offense, Joe Flacco has just been mediocre at best. He literally threw his arm out last game. He attempted 50 passes.
Kirk Cousins?
No, I'm sorry. Flacco.
Joe Flacco.
Oh, Flacco. Okay.
Flacco. He attempted 50. This Broncos team is really bad as far as quarterback situation. But I mean, the Packers defense looks good. I feel like they're definitely going to have to pick up the pace a little bit. I mean, the Packers offense does look weird, and they're only going to get weirder. Matt LaFleur actually saying that now Jones and Williams are going to share touches, which, it didn't work in Tennessee. Why are you going to do it again? I mean, even than that, Packers are still going to win, and I feel like they're going to win in probably dominating fashion. So I have the Packers in this one.
Okay. So for this one, it's Panthers and the Cards. Kyler Murray versus Kyle Allen. I'm gonna have the Cards on this one against the Panthers. I'm pretty sure that Kyle Allen might have a great game in this one, but I think he'll end up short.
Yeah, I have the Cards on this one too. I don't think Carolina. I feel like the season that they had 2 years ago was a fluke when they made it to the playoffs, and they could have actually gone to the divisional round, but the Saints beat them in that nail biter. But I don't know, this Carolina team just didn't look so good against Tampa Bay, even though the weather conditions weren't good. I mean, they still look messy, but expect a big game from McCaffrey. Rookie quarterback. He's probably going to keep going to him.
No, he did that last year, week 17.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yep, week 17.
That's right.
He did that last year.
But yeah, I have the Cards. That offense has actually looked really good under
Kingsbury.
Which I didn't really expect.
Shit, Kyler Murray looks good too.
Considering Kyler Murray, I mean, he is pretty short. It's 5'10".
Got clobbered by his own lineman 2 weeks ago.
He got clobbered by his own lineman. But he's actually looked impressive.
Great.
He's actually looked really good. He's actually looked really solid.
I don't think he hasn't ran. I don't think he hasn't ran yet,
I don't think so.
Yeah.
He's actually made Larry Fitzgerald turn back the clock 10 years
I
ago.
know. I'm so happy to see that after last year.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, I think the Cards are gonna take this one. I think they are.
Okay, what about you, Pop?
Yeah, I have the Cardinals as well. Kyler Murray couldn't have picked a better week to make this offense click. I mean, Christian Kirk, he had over 100 yards last week. He had 117. So
Fitzgerald,
Fitzgerald was another 100. Obviously, his two targets. Those are his two main targets. David Johnson, he was utilized here and there, but they were kind of airing it out. I think they were testing the water, so David Johnson had like a little bit of an off game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, definitely Cardinals. They found it. They found they're meshing really well. And to do that to Baltimore, wow, that's crazy. But yeah, the kid hasn't ran. He hasn't ran.
That's good.
He looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's protecting himself. I think he knows what's up. And maybe he took a hit in the first game that we missed. And maybe he was like, "Oh shit, I ain't gonna run anymore,"
Probably.
And it probably took that or something. But they're looking good. They're looking good. But definitely the Cardinals on
All right. Just a quick one right here. Giants or Bucks?
Okay, what's the next one?
Okay, I got the Giants in this one. We'll go.
Okay,
Daniel
what's the
Jones.
next one?
Okay. Okay.
I really don't want to talk about this game.
No,
This
just
game is really bad.
Giants.
Okay, thank you.
Giants.
All right, Saints and Seahawks.
Oh.
And they're using the 2 quarterback package on this one. Taysom Hill and Teddy Bridgewater are going to get some snaps against Seattle, and they're at Seattle. I'm going to go with Seattle on this one. I'm going to go with Seattle on this one.
Yeah, you can't help to think that Seattle. I think the loss of Breeze. I think the loss of Breeze is going to hurt
The Saints.
The Saints. I really do. They were.
Give it to Kamara.
They were. Yeah, they're going to be actually giving it to Kamara, but you know what? It's still going to hurt them.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to win any games without Breeze, honestly. So Breeze has to get better fast if they want a playoff run. If they're going to make any kind of playoff run, I really don't see the Saints winning anything without Drew Brees. Yeah, Seattle.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got Seattle too. They're playing in Seattle. I have the Seahawks. We're gonna see a lot of weird things go on with the Saints, and I feel like there's gonna be a lot of experimenting to where I don't think they're gonna be looking forward to. I mean, of course, you bring a team out every week. Your goal is to win, but I feel like they're just gonna try to solve this offense without Brees. So you know what? I think the Seattle Seahawks are gonna pounce on that. I feel like they're gonna take the game.
Okay. Now, Vinny, this is the game that I kept my eye on. Redskins and Bears.
Jesus.
Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm gonna go for the Bears in this one. I mean, I'm sorry, not the Bears, the Redskins in this one, so they could get their first dub, and the Bears could take their.
Where's the game?
Washington.
It's at Washington, with the dirtiest, smelliest field.
The worst
in the NFL. The worst field in the NFL.
Imagine the worst field actually in sports altogether.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah. So I got the Redskins in this one to get the first win. Wait, they're 0-2, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Get the first win.
I gotta go with the Bears, Junior.
All right, well.
I gotta go with the Bears. I think their defense is gonna
Carry them?
save them once again. And
As
Trubisky's
always.
gonna have maybe like one touchdown pass, and that's gonna be
3
enough
picks,
to win.
probably,
Yeah, I think that's gonna be enough to win. Maybe a touchdown field goal. I see this 10-0 or 10-3 or something.
All right.
But yeah, I got the Bears.
All right, Vinny.
I have Washington. The Bears' offense is probably they should be 0-2. I don't know how they're 1-1.
Oh
Bears.
yeah, with Denver last week. With Denver last week, huh?
The Broncos. I mean, I'm sorry, not the Broncos. The Bears. Their offense looked pathetic. They really did. They did. They looked like crap. Trubisky went 16 of 27 for 120 yards. Yeah, 120.
Yeah, they're not even giving to the ball to my guy, David Montgomery. Like, why did you draft him so high if you're not going to be?
They did.
Yeah, they forced him. Yeah, they forced it. But what I'm saying is, like, how come they didn't do that in the first game? And then the second game, it was kind of like you were force feeding him. Like, give him the ball, dude. Like, see what he can do. It just don't force feed him. You know, just don't force feed him. Have some packages for him, and let him do his thing, man. It's just if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But he's been getting a lot of hype.
Yeah.
I'm
taking the Skins. They faced two playoff teams. They faced the Eagles and the Cowboys, and they both looked good in those games. McLaurin looked good. Surprisingly, Keenum looked good, which I didn't even expect. Keenum was still going to play because the whole mess that happened in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I feel like the Redskins are going to take this one. Yeah.
All right. So, Redskins, Bears. All right, Vinny, finally, now it's the game that I've been keeping my eye on. It's one of the worst two atrocious offensive teams that are just terrible looking at them, except for my dad. He thinks Baker Mayfield is a magical man. Okay. The Rams and the Bears. This is the Browns' first Sunday night football game since forever. Since I don't even know when the hell.
2008.
2008? Who was the 2008 quarterback? Tim Couch?
That was actually the season.
Jake Delhomme.
No, that's the season with. Who's that guy on the Madden cover?
Peyton Hillis.
There you go.
Oh, that's why.
That's
okay.
fine.
Wait, no?
Yep.
No, Peyton Hillis was not in 08. He was drafted in
08.
12 or 13 or something.
That's when the Browns actually were having a winning record.
Oh,
and then they fell
I don't know
apart.
who the fuck they were.
Don't worry about it.
All right. Well, anyways, the Rams offense, they just look weird. It's not the same since since last year. It doesn't look the same. It just looks terrible offensively. I don't know how they won 2 games. And Baker, he ain't Baker from last year. Like he's not the same. It's just he just looks bad. He's getting hit a lot, and the offense is just not how it was last year with the Browns. So I mean, it's a tough matchup, but I'm gonna go with the Browns. Fuck it. I'm gonna go with the Browns on this one.
I'm actually gonna go with the Rams on this one. Their defense, the Rams defense still has.
Aaron Donald.
They're still good. They're still good. To me, I mean, Goff has looked a little messy, but if you put the expectations of what you saw last season from the Rams, you know, you're not going to get that same. You're not going to get that same season. You know, even though I mean, you see how other teams and other players, like you see Patrick Mahomes, and he's picking up where he started. He's picking up where he left off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Rams, I feel like they're kind of suffering from the championship hangover. You know, teams, they often go to the championship and they just have a bad season. But Goff, even though he played very sloppy against the Saints, he still put up decent numbers.
Yeah.
You know? But I feel like the Browns, I feel like they're a bit of a mess. I mean, they look sloppy in the first game, and the second game
they still look sloppy.
They look
just
sloppy.
Besides the two plays, the Odell one-handed, then the 87-yard.
Yeah, they look sloppy. I mean, of course, you know, all you need to do against the Jets is have a pulse, and you can beat them. You know, the Jets look terrible. But you know what? I think I feel like the Rams are going to take this game. I feel like the Rams are going to take this. What do you think?
Okay, what do you think, Pop? This is the one that makes up the fifth. So he got the Rams, I got the Browns.
You guys aren't even talking about the defense. The defense is what's going to make the difference. The defense is what's going to win this game. They have to leave Marcus Peters back this week.
Wait, I thought that's what he just said.
Oh, you said that? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, the defense is what's going to win it. And I agree with you, Vincent. The defense is what's going to win it. I with those two guys there, they're going to shut down. I mean, Mayfield's been struggling. I mean, like I said, give the guy a break, but this game has to be the one. And unfortunately, he has a very bad matchup.
Yeah.
So I tend to think that maybe everybody jumped the gun on the Browns a little bit.
I did.
I think well, actually everybody did, Junior. To be honest with you, everybody did. Myself, Vincent, I'm sure you did. We all did.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, I think the NFL world did. With all this talent, I just think there's so much talent that they just don't know what the hell to do with it. Yeah, with Peters to lead back, that pass rush that they have, yeah, the Browns, and even though it's in Cleveland, it is in Cleveland this game. I think the Rams are just too strong. I think they're just outmatched. They got better coaching. They got a better quarterback. They're ranked 7th in the league. The Rams are ranked 7th in the league in
passing yards,
in
right?
rushing yards.
Oh, rushing yards. Rushing yards.
They got a good backfield.
Okay.
And but the one positive that I can say about the Browns, as I said, is Myles Garrett. I think he's gonna be Defensive Player of the Year. He's got 5 sacks in 2 games.
Yeah, he leads the league in sacks,
He
and he leads the league in
penalties.
penalties.
He just cannot. He just can't wait to get there. Huh?
I know.
He just can't wait to get
I know.
there. But yeah,
Okay.
I'm taking the Rams.
All right, cool. Anything else before we go?
No, that's it. So just to break it down, our games were Chiefs Ravens,
Okay.
Lions Eagles,
Yes.
Texans Chargers,
Yes.
Steelers Niners,
Yes.
and Rams Browns.
Okay. And remember the total amount of wins.
Total wins.
Total wins. Winner take all.
Correct.
The 2 losers jump in the pool. In
Damn,
January.
It's gonna be cold.
Yeah, I know. In January.
All right.
All right. It's good. I was thinking about that this morning actually.
Got it.
I was thinking about this morning. All right, guys. So we'll see you guys next week. Again, Vinny, where can they find you, Vinny?
On Instagram, Supersonics20
Oh, okay.
on
And then
Instagram.
okay,
Nothing else.
what about you, Pop?
They can find me outside smoking a stogie on my patio.
Okay. All right, you guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter with Google Tell. All right, see you guys.
All right. Good night, guys.